Hi guys, Fohammer2003 here, back again, part of TGN with a review of the long-awaited Aliens Colonial Marines, developed by Gearbox and published by Sega. A game that has had more than its fair share of setbacks, and a game I was really looking forward to for years as I'm a massive fan of the Alien film and book franchise. This game is heavily aimed at fans of Alien films, and at every point tries to add in objects, sounds and references to the second film, Aliens. And it succeeds in doing that, where there are plenty of moments that I thought, oh that's awesome, they added that in. And it's clear to see the developers are most likely fans of the film too. Unfortunately, even though all this nostalgia is slapped across your face, it still can't hide the shallow, half-assed effort put into the game. Sorry guys, but it's a bit of a stinker. The plot in a nutshell sees you enter the game exploring what happened to the Marines sent in from Sulaco to LV-426, to trace what happened to your downed Marine buddies. This takes a twist when a member of your own team is infected by a facehugger, in which you attempt to save her whilst on a hunt for a Marine survivor from the initial raid attempt on LV-426. And this is how the game follows on from the second movie. The game is essentially a very linear race from point A to point B, with some ambush sections that are meant to feel like a last stand. And I'm not sure how else they could have implemented the game, but it feels very shallow overall. Yes, the game is all about hunting bugs, but there are far more than the developer would have you believe from the game's packaging before purchase. Animation glitches, strange deaths from walls and other objects, awful and out-of-pace cutscenes, being shot through metal walls where you can't see the enemy, and many more. That said, there are fun elements to this game. For a start, being ambushed by packs of alien hordes will have you in the thick of it, using your plentiful arsenal to full effect, which is satisfying. When engaged in combat with Weyland-Yutani soldiers, however, you will likely get frustrated, as the combat system seems picky at best, with lots of ducking and getting shot from apparently nowhere. Luckily, they saw fit to add a ranking system, which is one of the things that saves the game from the gutter. It gives you a reason to progress, as the plot rarely does. This ranking system will see you unlock cool upgrades to try out and aid you in your playthrough. You can unlock some nice looking skins for your weaponry too. In addition to the ranking system, you have sets of challenges you can complete in-game to gain additional XP. While I may not have really been that bothered by ranking up per se, it did give me mini challenges that I wanted to see if I could complete. At this point, I don't want you to misunderstand my message. The game is a competent first-person shooter, with lots of elements that make the game well worth a play, despite the bugs and repetitive sections. It does enough to keep the player entertained during the course of the campaign, and even offers co-op should you not want to go it alone. You will also have to find dog tags and audio logs, although it wasn't long before I got bored of searching every room and corridor just to find them. But I did find lots of legendary weapons, which are basically modified versions of your standard weapons, but with unique abilities. For example, Gorman's pistol, and Hicks shotgun, Hudson's pulse rifle. The only downside to the Legends guns is that they don't use standard ammo, so once you're out, you won't be using that gun for a while until you find some more. There are constant references to the original Alien franchise, mentionings of LV-426, the Sulaco, the original cast from the 1986 Aliens film, the weaponry is accurate and detailed, the motion sensors and the music. This is why I can see fans of the film enjoying the experience to start with. You will see all the original types of alien species that fans can expect, plus a few new ones that make an appearance in this game, which keeps the diversity of your enemies in place. The graphical glitches are awful, and some auto cues are so abysmal that it's slightly embarrassing to watch. For example, walk up to a wide open crevice, only for a rumble sound, some thick smoke you can't see through, and suddenly the smoke clears and a path has revealed itself. You will often see your team walk through impassable objects. I often saw my team run through walls or vehicles or pop up in front of me. Things that these days are not acceptable in the game. Glitches aside, the graphics are not in keeping with the current benchmark of what I have seen in releases of the last 6 to 12 months, and do unfortunately look dated. Although certain level sections are dark and gloomy enough to add to the tension required in this game. The game also features the iconic power loaders, which was such a disappointment to find they look weak and slim. Ridiculous really, considering they are an integral part of the franchise. AI is quite poor. Your team members will fire and kill the enemy, but the enemy aliens will focus on nothing but you for the most part. The amount of times I witnessed an alien walk around my group to make a beeline for me was tiresome to say the least. When facing Weyland soldiers, you will notice they simply hide behind cover and pop up occasionally, something that most games stopped years ago. Achievement hunters will be in paradise here, as only after an hour of gameplay saw me collect 7, which is great for adding to your overall gamer score on Xbox or trophies on PS3. Sounds are largely what make this game nostalgic enough to play. Alien screeches and the iconic sound of your pulse rifle sound authentic, which in itself is pretty awesome. Your motion scanner blipping away as enemies approach will no doubt have you smiling as you prepare to hunt down some more aliens. The musical backdrop is at first very reminiscent of the film Aliens, but every mission it's near enough the same and starts to get on your nerves. There is multiplayer. I haven't played enough of it to be honest, but if there is enough interest from my viewers, I will add one as a response to this video. So I guess it's conclusion time, and to summarise, the game can be fun, especially as you get further into it. You seem to gloss over the bugs and minor grumbles, and are left with a solid enough shooter with elements fans of the franchise will love, just for being able to act out some of the cooler parts of the alien environment. However, it does feel rushed, and dated, with little on offer above what you can find in any other shooter in this genre. I don't rate my games with a number system generally, but if I was to give this anything, it would be 6 overall, perhaps 6.5 if you're a fan of the Alien franchise. So guys, hope this review helped. As always, subscribe if you wish to see more, and leave a like if you enjoyed it or it helped to make a decision on purchase.